Shutdown stalemate continues as the Democrats continue to hold government funding hostage. A major inflection point will be when federal paychecks are supposed to go out next week if this shutdown continues. Joining us now to discuss, National Taxpayers Union Executive Vice President Brandon Arnold. Good morning to you, Brandon.
Hey, good morning.
Which states are going to be impacted the most? Because senators in those states have to really be feeling the heat right now.
Yeah, of course, every state will be impacted to one extent or another, but you look at the states that have the most federal employees. Those are states like California, and of course, Maryland and Virginia are very close to the nation's capital here. All of those states, incidentally, have 2 Democratic senators here, so they could be very influential as they start to hear more and more from disgruntled constituents.
Yeah, and Brandon, we know this is not our first shutdown. It's not going to be our last. So are there protections in place, federal credit unions or programs that get triggered to help some of these federal employees pay bills, since this is likely they're going to miss some paychecks?
Yeah, most banks and credit unions have some degree of flexibility and are willing to work with military members and other federal employees to make sure that their credit scores aren't destroyed, make sure that they're not having their houses foreclosed upon them. And even some state and local governments, like here in Maryland, do have some assistance programs to make sure that this isn't as disruptive as it could be.
Democrats, as you mentioned, holding government funding hostage, demanding $1 trillion in new spending, including extending those Obamacare subsidies, which, by the way, one of the most expensive laws ever enacted and has been a disaster since we know it is not affordable and has not helped our healthcare industry. Talk about the reasons. There's been talk of repealing it even for 15 years now.
Yeah, I mean, Obamacare has been one of the most controversial laws in this country's history. It was promised, of course, that it would bend the cost curve down. That basically has not happened. We've seen medical costs escalate much faster than inflation, and it is the largest spending item in the federal budget right now when you look at our combined health care programs. So it's been an enormous cost, and by and large, it's been an enormous failure. And this effort right now to have these enhanced credits, we're not even talking about core Obamacare. What we're fighting about in Congress right now are supersized Obamacare tax credits that were supposed to only exist for the pandemic, but have continued. And now Democrats want to make them permanent.
Right. And as far as non-essential workers are concerned in the government, we are $37 trillion in debt. Why couldn't this be an opportunity to also look at trimming the workforce? And shouldn't there already be a plan in place anyway for that?
There should be, and I think DOGE started that work. But there's no question that we have a lot of waste in the federal government. We have a lot of excess employees that are spending more time checking their fantasy football scores and their social media feeds than they are serving the nation's public. That's not to denigrate all federal employees. There's plenty out there doing a phenomenal job. But yeah, this is an opportunity where we need to trim the fat, trim away some of that excess, and make the government leaner and more efficient.
National Taxpayers Union Executive Vice President Brandon Arnold, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Jen.